Okay, I'll probably just pick up where we left off. So if you look at big corporations like Target, Walmart, Amazon, things like that, do you think that they go into when they're needing to run an ad campaign, or just a random Tuesday, they're like, today I think we'll market towards this? No, they have a strategy in place. They understand who's the audience they're trying to reach. They do extensive research. And why are we not treating our business the same way? I heard this saying from somebody, I don't know who said it, but it's so true. If you're trying to speak to every person, you are essentially speaking to no one, because nobody is building that genuine connection with you. You're just trying to do a blanket statement. No one's resonating with you. No one's connecting with you. But when you have a distinct understanding of who is the person that I'm trying to reach, it is so much easier for you to not only market, but create posts and connect with other people, who to add on your market, who to add on your friends list, all those things. Because what the algorithm essentially does, and this is cross-platform, it doesn't matter if you're on TikTok, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, what the algorithm essentially is, and John Eric shared this analogy, is it's like a toddler that just wants to make mommy happy. So it will give you things that you talk about. It'll give you other people that are talking about the same thing. It'll give you other people that use the same verbiage as you. That's what the algorithm does. It essentially creates an echo chamber. Like, have you ever noticed how maybe you've posted something one time and then you see things that are similar, or you're Googling something and then all of a sudden an ad for it shows up and you're like, the FBI is watching me? No, that's just the algorithm understanding what are your commonalities, what are the things that you like, what are the things that you search, who are the people that you're connecting with on your social media. So if you're trying to reach people, you need to understand who is the person that I am trying to reach. And a way that I did this a long time ago, and it truly helped me understand how to create my post so that I am reaching the right person. It helped me to understand who are the right type of people that I'm adding, is I created like a fictional character. I named her. I know how many kids she has. I know what her struggles are. I know what she does for a job. I know like all these like random things. Now, obviously, you can appeal to a wider range than just that person, but you want to really narrow down who is the type of person that I'm trying to reach. Are you trying to reach moms? Are you trying to reach people that are single? Are you trying to reach younger moms? Are you trying to reach older moms? Are you trying to reach people that are maybe they have an empty nest? Like, who is that specific person that you're trying to talk to? And then any time that you're creating a post, what you essentially do is you pretend, oh my gosh, people are Venmoing me. You're essentially just talking to that person. So when you're creating a post, you pretend like, here, okay, my avatar, the person I created, her name is Natasha. So if I was speaking to Natasha, how would I write to her? Like, how would I appeal to her? What are the things that I would say to her? What would relate to her really well? And instead of just like throwing out a bunch of benefits and hoping that one of them sticks, yeah, like best friends, and hoping that one of them sticks, I used this analogy the other day. Like, would you rather spend some time researching the person that you're trying to reach, like connecting with people within your timeline, understanding what are the things that they're talking about, understand who's the person that you think needs help that you can relate to most? Would you rather throw a billion noodles of spaghetti on the wall and hope that one sticks, or understand that I had the pot at the right temperature, I knew the exact time I needed to boil it for, so I'm just going to take one noodle and throw it and make sure it's all right? I think I would rather do the one than the million. And that's essentially what you're doing when you're researching and understanding who are the people that I'm talking to. It helps you really narrow down the people that you're adding to your network. And so you're not just having this friends list filled with a bunch of people that you can't even relate to. This helps you join groups, because then this is the type of person, these are her beliefs, these are the things she does. So this is the type of group that I'm going to join because I have the same interests. So that is a really important piece to your business, is understanding who is the person I'm trying to reach. Now, yes, we need to market our business on a daily basis, but we also, when we're adding people to our network, when we're creating content, our hope is to reach people that maybe we're not even friends with yet, whether that's on TikTok, whether that's on Instagram, whether that's through Facebook groups or adding people on Facebook. We want them to come to our page and stay on our page. Do you think if you have just a bunch of pictures of you and your Thrive sticker or you and your 3 steps, every single picture is that, do you think that somebody is just going to stay? They don't understand what type of value you're going to provide them. They don't know why they should stick around. Like, what is the meat that you're bringing to the relationship of the person that you're trying to reach? So this is where the connection piece comes in. And something that we used to do that I think we almost need to kind of veer away from is there's the 5 things that everyone talks about, the 5 things. And so what can end up happening is if you're posting about 5 things, so let's say like puppies, you have a dog, so you're a dog mom, maybe you're a mom of 3 kids, maybe you enjoy hiking and cooking healthy meals and being outdoors with your kids or whatever. Like, you're posting all of those things all the time. It can kind of look like your feed or what you're trying, your message or whatever, that you're just like everybody else. Like, how can we stand out? How can we be different than every other person that's doing network marketing, from every other person that has like a profile on Instagram where they just share their family all the time? If you want to be treated like a business, you need to understand, what is the value that I can provide the people that are coming to my page, even outside of Thrive. You have to tie it in, obviously, but what is the one thing that I can narrow down that I can speak specifically on? So I can give you, for example, my bio, what my bio says on my Instagram, because then it helps me understand. I'm going to my bio right now, so if my face looks funny. So that anytime I post something, anytime I'm adding people, anytime I'm talking to people, it is around this bio, or anytime I'm doing stories or running promos, I try to like tie it all in together. So my bio states, helping other 30-something mothers navigate health and motherhood from a biblical perspective. So anything I post is going to be about motherhood and the Bible and health. And so anything that I'm going to post that's going to be like, I need to provide value as far as maybe teaching somebody something, or like a fun fact, or explaining my story, it comes from that place. So then when I'm adding other Christian moms from like a hashtag Christian mom search, it makes sense when they come to my page, because they're like, oh, she believes in the Bible too. She's somebody that talks about this all the time. So like, let's give another example. Like, maybe you're somebody that recovered from addiction. So how can you talk about recovering from addiction that's going to help other people that are in that same boat, so that you're connecting and bringing people in? And then what you do in your stories or in your live videos or in your reels is that's where you can start to introduce some of the Thrive content, but from that perspective. So if I'm somebody that's talking about, I'll just give you myself, for example, because it's the easiest way to like make a connection. So if I'm talking about Thrive, I talk about, like, I wrote this big long post about like how it's important that we take care of our body because it's part of the Holy Spirit. That's just something that I did. So I'm tying the two together. So then if I'm talking about health products, I'm saying like, we need to honor this body, and this is how you can do it. This is how you can show up and be a better mother. This is how you can show up and be a better person in your community or at your church, is by feeling good first. So like, it all ties in together. Ugh. Now, are there times where you might need to hop on like and do a post, like if you have a discount or something like that? Yes. But as much as you can, it should be shifted around the specific thing that you're trying to reach and directed at the specific person that you're trying to contact. Sorry, I need water. Because for so long, I think everyone has been trying to just sell to people. that even through like Instagram and things like that, where people are just, it's at nauseum. Like they're always trying to sell you some Amazon thing that they're doing, or somebody's always trying to sell you their product in videos or whatever. I can tell you, and I don't know if anyone else relates to this, but like, let's say you're going through reels and you're scrolling and all you see is somebody talking about just Thrive all the time. When you go to their page, it might intrigue you. Yes, that is a way to get them in, but how are you going to keep them to stay? How are you going to keep them to remain on your page, build a relationship with you, and have some sort of conversation that isn't necessarily, I just did a reel of my cat and doesn't necessarily revolve around Thrive. You guys, we are something other than just Thrive. Thrive does an amazing, amazing job of marketing. Yes. They send out beautiful emails. They send out beautiful marketing pieces. We have drip campaigns for them, for people that are in our free customer list. But we need to be marketing ourselves. How are we different? How are we going to benefit people? How are they going to gain knowledge from us? How are they going to connect with us? And how are they going to start to build trust with us? Because the way to build trust is through common interests and through, connection. But if all you have is Thrive Up all the time, you're not letting people open the door. And I've said this probably a billion times too, but like, let's say, because like I'm friends with people in other businesses and I'm going through their stories, and then all they post about is their company and their product, and that's it. And it's not even like pictures of themselves or them talking in their stories. It's like pre-made slides, the entire story. And I'm like, there is no way for me to connect with this person at all whatsoever. There's no way. There's no way I can like reply to one of her stories. There's no way that I can reply to her posts. There's no way that we can build I don't even know who this person is. She just sells coffee, apparently. Like, that's it. Like, she doesn't have any life outside of that. So if you have a door with no doorknob, nobody's going to be able to get in. So you have to be posting content that's going to open that door for people to come into your business. And so it's like having a door without a doorknob. If you're constantly just posting about Thrive, you're not giving people the opportunity to come in and get to know you. Now, I want to talk about preparation as well, because preparation is really important. Like, again, back to the Target, Amazon, Walmart reference. Do you think they just like, we're just going to pull this person off the street and do a photo campaign with them today? No, they meticulously seek out people that are based on the demographic that they're trying to reach. So like for instance, my daughter is part of a modeling agency. And so we've had the opportunity to kind of get the behind the scenes of what it looks like for some of these companies. Like, she did a shoot for some companies, a couple commercial shoots. They know exactly who is the type of kid that I want. I want this kid that looks like this to reach this person. Or I want a kid this age, a kid this age, and a kid this age. So they have everything planned out. Why are we not planning out our posts? Yes, we can be sporadic and in the moment, do live videos, talk in our stories. There's opportunity for us to build connection with us on a daily basis, live as we are like this. But preparation for those times when you end up having 3 baseball games in one night and you got to run all 3 kids around somewhere, and maybe you haven't gotten a post up all day because you've been at work, or you totally forgot in space to post your 3 steps in your stories that day. So now what? Because it's like 9:00 and I haven't even posted about the product in my stories at all today. Having some sort of preparation plan, because again, if you want this to be a legitimate business and get paid like one, like, start treating your marketing like as if you were a business. So that means taking the time to, like, sometimes if you're looking bomb, like, take a couple pictures. I did that the other day. Like, I just switched a bunch of outfits and I was super sweaty, but like my kids weren't here. I happened to have enough time to get my makeup done and my hair done. So I like changed my hairstyle twice, changed my outfit 3 times, took a bunch of pictures in my backyard, in my office, yada, yada, pictures of the product, pictures of me and my patch, like da, 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 da. Because there's going to be days where I look like hell warmed over, like I'm not going to look the greatest. And while I do sometimes post in my stories when I look like that, because I don't want people to think I'm perfect all the time. So I will occasionally post like pictures without makeup, pictures of just what I look like, because I want to be relatable to people. But I also want to have ones that are eye-catching. So if I'm really trying to get a message across, the picture is to grab attention, and then you need to catch them in with the hook in the beginning. By speaking to that person directly. Like, I know it's in our nature to want to say like, I, me, my, all the time. But if you can start replacing that I or that me or that my with you or yours or we, you will start to see a dramatic change in the amount of people that will start reaching out to you that are like, I felt like you were talking to me. So for instance, like, and I know Aaron King talked about this at one of our Thrive Paloozas, and it was like so eye-opening for me. And I don't know why for a period of time I went away from that, because it was working. Like, I had insane personal volume after I implemented the thing that she said, because you're talking directly to the person that's reading it. And then that way you're kind of like almost sifting through people naturally too, that maybe you wouldn't connect with. Like, why would you want a bunch of people like that you personally enroll that you have no commonalities with? Quality over quantity. You've got to build relationships with these people. You need to know how to motivate them. You need to, you're building connection with these people. Like, why would you want a bunch of people that you have nothing in common with? So when you're posting those, I or you, we, yours, you're sifting through those people that might have not been able to get in, like you might have not been able to get a connection with. So I'll give you an example real quick. So I did a post today that said, imagine you was the beginning tagline. Or you can say, have you ever felt this? Who can relate to this? Like, drop a heart if you agree. Anything that can get them interested right away. And they're like, ooh, can I relate to what? And then they start to read on and they're like, oh, what is she talking about? Yes, that's happened to me. Yes, that's happened to me. Maybe I should check this thing out that she's talking about. I have gotten so many people in my message that are like, I feel like you were talking directly towards me. Where I can find, oh yeah, we'll get the recording out in the page or something like that. But we need to understand who we're talking to. What are their problems? How can we be a solution? If we're just listing out all the benefits all the time, like mood support, weight management, appetite control, like all the ones that are listed on the back office, you're never going to reach connection with people because you're not tying it emotionally to something that they can understand. So when we're talking about, I'll give an example. When you're talking about the detox, and the detox is Jason specifically said, like, you might want to think of these people that have like mood swings. They want to manage their weight. They need to help with focus. I got in my stories and I was like, all right, like, girls, we feel bloated all the time, right? If you're feeling bloated all the time and your mood is swinging like crazy, like, we all know that's happening, especially if you have children. And if you feel like you're always eating off of your kids' plates and it's causing you to not be able to manage your weight properly, then we need to have a chat about this detox thing that I have. Like, the more you can be like, if this was a friend of mine, how would I talk to her? I would never sit across from a friend of mine and be like, well, do you need mood support or energy or weight management? Like I sound like a freaking robot if I'm like, girl, you know how you eat off your kids' plate every night at supper? Do you want to stop doing that? Because this stuff really helps me not do that anymore. Or if you hate looking like death warmed over coming out of bed and you need that energy right away, like, let's have a conversation. If you're somebody that, like, when you button your pants every time in the morning, you feel like that the button could pop somebody in the face at any point in time, let's talk about how we can help de-bloat you, because those are all relatable things to people. So how can you take what the benefits are and make them relatable? Understanding who you're trying to reach, talking to them like a normal person, and then being prepared with some sort of strategy for the week. Where are your people at in their week? Are they, if it's a Monday, they're tired. They don't want to get up. How can you appeal to that? Tuesdays, I mean, like Tuesdays are just kind of like, whatever. Wednesday's like the second Monday. Like you're in the middle of the week. It's not quite over yet. Like, Thursday is kind of, it's Friday Eve. Like you're looking forward to the weekend. Friday, you're like, yes, let me get out of here. But your day just drags on. Like you got to understand where your people are at mentally. And you got to understand, like, when do people typically get paid? Are they going to be, is a payday post going to be super efficient on a Friday payday? No, people got their money in their bank account. Why would they be concerned about getting a paycheck? They can see the money in the bank account. Like they're like, oh, I'm good right now. I can grocery shop. I can do all the things because they just got paid. When would be a more appropriate time to talk about the business and the paycheck? The Tuesday before their next payday, because they ran out of money. You got to understand where people are at psychologically when you're trying to reach them with your posts. If you're posting on a Saturday and it's a super long post, nobody's going to read that. They're busy with their family. Quick hit posts as much as possible. Maybe go live in the morning and talk to them. Do something like put your makeup on, or like show what you're doing with your day. Nobody's going to sit down and read a whole long post at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Saturday. So like, where are your people at? When are they waking up in the morning? When are they sitting at lunch? When are they at home and have their kids in bed? And when would be a better time to post? When their kids are in bed and they're sitting there just like scrolling the news feed, because they do that before they go to bed. Understanding your people and being prepared to have a post that goes along with that. So I don't know, we have some time yet. I don't know if anyone wanted to ask any questions at all. Maybe I'll hop into the chat quick. Oh my God, this is me. Oh, thank you. So I will tell you, the more that you can niche down, the quicker you can get followers. Does anyone use Snapchat? I don't personally, but I'm starting to think like maybe I should with what happened the other day. Do you make your Instagram? And no, I look at my insights for Instagram and see like when are my people on, and when are they most active, and I post around that usually. And that's what I do for that. I always share my stories straight over from Instagram to Facebook. You got to do Instagram. I feel like there's a huge shift over there. Now they have Reels, which is like TikTok. And of course, TikTok is like the biggest thing right now. So if you're not on TikTok, you should get on TikTok. And if you think you have to do dances, you do not have to do dances. I gained 20,000 followers on TikTok by not doing a single dance. All I did was talked about a very specific subject and people followed me. And you can get paid off of TikTok too. So the Reels on the Instagram is just like TikTok. You're thinking you have to like lip sync to all these things and you have to like know all these dances. No, I have gotten more interest on Reels or TikToks where I'm just talking to people, informing people about things, than I've ever done with like one where I'm lip syncing to something. Yes, Reels are awesome.
Hey, Meg, can I say something?
Yeah.
So, I've been going through I'm in this push group with, a lot of us, and we're going through our alphabet. And I've noticed there are a lot of people that are deactivating their Facebook accounts.
Facts.
And so I've been really trying to work into Instagram a lot more. I've never had success in Instagram, but let me tell you, by working over there, probably the last couple of weeks, I've had a lot more interactions. Also, talking to, I have family members that are in their like early 20s and they're all about Instagram. This is people, kids coming up, graduating that aren't in this industry. This is like an untapped market because they've heard this, they're just not in it yet. This is like, so you need to show them, because I think they see this as like, their mom's
Their mom,
industry.
Avon,
And yeah,
Avon.
right. And so you need to show them that, this is like here and now. This is the way the world is going right now. So I'm talking to a lot of my young family members, friends about it, and there's interest there. So definitely on Instagram, if you, like you said, if you don't have a presence on Instagram, you're missing a ton of people. Also, there's something I was going to say and I can't remember, but that was it for now. Oh, no. I remember now. So I've been doing this a long time and I still struggle with my 5 things. Like I see myself, because, I've been a stay-at-home mom for 13 years now. And I've been dabbled in, I'm a licensed esthetician and I've dabbled in that here and there. But, I see myself as a mom. I'm a cheer mom. I'm a girl mom. I'm a mom. I'm a stay-at-home mom. That's all I see myself as, because I don't have anything other than Lavelle and being a mom. So I struggle there, and I've struggled there for years. So that's really something also with this push group I'm really trying to, hone in on.
So I can elaborate on that too, because I think there's a lot of people that relate to that feel like, well, and I said that at one point. I was like, I'm just a mom. That's all I am. Just a mom that goes to a job every day or whatever. Because you forget, I think, who you were either prior to network marketing or prior to having children. So then you're like, what am I interested in? I don't even know. I think one way to kind of like narrow that down is like, what is one topic that you could talk about ad nauseum? Like you could talk about every single day. Is it that you could talk about meal prepping? Could you talk about, I don't know, like, I always think of Stacy because she's like the crock pot queen, isn't she? So like, how would you take that and then target it to a very specific group? You could say like crock pot meals for the busy mom, and then that's all your Instagram is. And then in your stories, you talk about, this is your daily life. Like, this is what I do. Like, this is how I get up early so that I can like start chopping stuff to put into my crock pot is with these capsules and da 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 da. So there's a way to tie those home organization. Like, I would follow you. Like, I need that in my life. So you could say like home organization for chaotic households, or home organization for chaotic moms with multiple children, or like whatever. And then posting stuff around that that's going to teach people, because then they're like, ooh, I like this, what she's saying. I'm going to keep coming back. If you're teaching people about something that they're interested in, they will not only come back to your page and stay on your page, they will tell your friends, they will share your stuff, they will engage because they feel like they know you because you have the same interest. It opens the door to so much. It's insane.
Yeah.
Addiction.
And like, I know, sorry, one last thing.
No, go right ahead. You're good.
Like, people were always like, oh, you do makeup. I'm like, yeah, I do my own makeup. But, get into makeup groups, and you get into makeup groups, and there's a million other thrivers in makeup groups, because that's the big thing. But I think that's okay as well, because I think, if you go into these groups, girl mom groups or whatever, and you can narrow it down, like you were saying, like narrow that down. Okay, you're in a makeup group, and okay, but what do you do really well? You do eyes really well, or you do like, yeah, and just narrowing that down to make yourself stand out amongst those 10,000 other thrivers. I think that's really helps as well.
By your age, like, you can say like, I put 30 somethings, like I want other 30 somethings, because then we can relate on stuff. We can laugh about the 90s. I don't know, but like makeup, that makes total sense, because you could say like, I specialize on makeup for 40 plus women. Like, you have a different type of skin.
What are you saying?
The wrinkles like it's not the same. It's just not. You have spots that you're like, what is this? Like people need that stuff, right? So if you can narrow it down to like, okay, you say moms, but like what kind
What
of
are you
mom?
saying about me, Megan? What are you saying?
I'm saying this about myself, girl.
Spots?
Like that's me.
I'm just kidding.
I'm looking in my mirror and I'm like, what happened?
Can I say something?
Yeah, for sure.
With groups, like y'all know that I have a history of both abuse and addiction. So I was looking for groups like that. And I was getting these groups and I would make a post, I get like 5,000 comments. It was overwhelming. I couldn't keep up on it. But when I got very specific with it and searched like recovery groups for women over 45 dealing with narcissism, I was finding the groups that had like 1,000 to 3,000 people in it. And now I'm like really interacting well in those groups. So you got to be very specific.
That's so good. So like,
Megan,
I have a
jump in
question.
here for a sec?
Yeah.
Who had a question? Go ahead.
Okay, so I have to give a little backstory for this question. In 2000, I was in a diving accident where I broke my neck and became permanently paralyzed. I have 2 children. I've gotten out of my disability group because a lot of it is negative and that's just not my personality. I can't deal with it. But my issue with I haven't really gone live a whole lot. And if I do, it's always chest up because people are just mean. I follow a few people that are on social media and they get attacked. Oh, look, here's a disabled person coming for sympathy. And I don't need that negativity in my life. So how have you guys ever had to deal with that? And how do you get past stuff like that?
I block and move on. That's just me. I think I'm not afraid to lose followers for one. I'm not afraid to like lose the number. I'm not afraid to delete people or block people if they're being rude or negative or whatever, because like I would rather have quality people that I can interact with. I would rather have 300 quality people than 30,000 false people.
Right.
And so if you're getting that, like, bye, Felicia, bye. I will. They're in a world of abundance, you guys. There are 7.6 billion people on this earth, like 339 million in the United States. There are only enough thrivers to fit in the city of Manhattan. And I don't even think it's the entire population. Like, there is so much opportunity that if you're ever running into those sorts of scenarios, like, you can just cut ties. But I wanted to elaborate on Shannon's point. You can pick like Christian moms group, but maybe you pick like, what's the theology that you go with? You can pick like, just what type of mom are you trying to reach? You need to get really, really specific, because the more specific that you can get, the more people that you're going to connect with faster, and the more relationships you will build faster because you have common interests. I think of Brittany Strike, for instance, like, she posts about makeup. That's how she got 15,000 followers, you guys, is she went into makeup pages and said like, hey, I do makeup. Come on over to watch me do a tutorial. Like, you have that same thing within you. It just doesn't it isn't makeup. Maybe it's something else that you can teach people on. We all have specific gifts and skills that we've been blessed with. Like, use that thing. You've been through a certain experience that gave you knowledge on something that you can help teach other people. And that's what we need to start utilizing these platforms for, because Instagram and Facebook is all about community. And if you're on Facebook, have you not noticed when you do a post and you mention a percentage or a dollar, or you say sale, or you say sample or anything like that, like, you get this little pop-up that's like, did you want to sell something? And I'm like, no. Well, I mean, yes, but not in your stupid marketplace. Like, no. So the more that you can start providing value and community to people, the more your following will grow, the more easy it will be to add people to your network, the easier it'll be for you to post about things. And that will transition so much easier into your business. So that's just kind of what I wanted to talk about. Like, we need to start getting back to treating this business like a business. And that means having a strategy for your marketing and not just like throwing a million noodles against the wall and hoping that one sticks.
Megan, I want to circle back to TikTok for a sec. My husband and I were doing those couples challenges, you know, like the which partner said I love you first, blah, 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 those things. And I started getting messages in my inbox. What's that sticker on your guys' arm? What's this? What's that? These TikToks I was doing, you guys, had nothing to do with our 3 steps, any of our products. They just saw the sticker on our hands because we were doing that stupid pointing at each other TikTok. And that's how I started getting followers, and it just kept growing. And even now, like I do TikToks for my cat has his own TikTok. My cat has his own Instagram because he's a Maine Coon with feline AIDS. Not many cat moms out there admit that they have a Maine Coon with feline AIDS. And my cat has 100,000 followers on Facebook, Instagram, and I'm like, I can't even get that many just because he's cute.
But you can leverage that stuff. Yeah. Like,
And I've incorporated his stuff into my Instagram.
For sure. Like leveraging, like making sure that if you are doing a video about something else that's not Thrive related, like make sure your sticker is showing or you have something in the background. Like I try to have like this giant check in the background, and I've gotten people that have asked me about that before too. So like strategically, like strategic placement of things. So I don't want to keep you guys all night. I truly, truly appreciate you guys taking the time to be with me. I hope this was valuable to me or to me, not valuable to me. I never want to come on a Zoom and not provide value. And so I hope you had at least one takeaway that you can either bring back to your team or start implementing within your own business so that you can see amazing growth, connect with new people, and really start changing the lives of others. So thank you guys for taking the time. And have an amazing Thursday.